intersections, where intersections meet ideals, where ideals meet philosophy, where science meets science. Welcome to That's How You Sound.
And welcome to That's How You Sound.
Where science meets science.
Where science meets science. Where science meets science. Me, as always, Tuna. Reginald Kirkland III. And hashtag Ray missed out.
Hashtag Ray missed out.
Always Ray missed out. So, to start off with, we have a word from our sponsor.
Oh, straight to the sponsors. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, we'll get it out of the way. You know.
What should I be buying this week, sir?
Alright, so this is from our longtime sponsor, Ludog Vintage. Are you a liberal arts student slowly wasting your parents' hard-earned money on a useless education and unusable art degree?
No, but I know plenty of friends who are. They can use this advice.
Exactly. Do you make a few dollars on the side to convince yourself you're not a human parasitic tapeworm selling your homemade eco-aware gluten, wheat, and dolphin-free almond bread to your other art degree future baristas? Then you will love the carefully chosen forgotten trash clothes of the 90s by Lou Dog Vintage. So please, go right over to Lou Dog Vintage and check that out.
With Lou Dog Vintage, you can get stuff like Redneck Nation.
Redneck Nation. Or, shirts that serial killers would wear.
Straight from the thrift into your house.
Yeah.
And onto your back.
Yeah. Straight from the trash most of the time.
But always good choices, though. Always best choices. I love my Redneck Nation shirt.
Picked trash.
It was handpicked for me.
Handpicked for you.
It felt great.
I mean, we're selling a service here, not just someone putting random clothes. Like this is it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay. Before we get to your nerd news.
Okay. No, hey, sure.
I
by all
know
means.
You got a lot that has happened that you want to talk about.
There's been a couple things that have gone down that I'm just like, well.
I wanted to talk about something that happened to me.
Really? So what was your week like?
And I want your opinion because you're a new father.
Okay.
So, okay. I went to a pizza place. I won't say the name, but it rhymes with Homino's.
All right.
And I got a pizza. This was before Sober October, just so you know.
All right.
It was September.
We'll have to talk about that too.
We'll talk about that. So I'm leaving Domino's. I have a pizza in my hand, and I see a car pulling up of somebody that I know, right? And he's got his kids in the back seat. So I go around behind the car. His son comes out of the car, and I'm behind him. I'm like, "Hey, kid!" The second he gets out of the car, I'm like, "Hey, kid!" He turns around. The kid turns around, and he goes, "Sup?"
Really?
And I was like, he must have seen me.
No reaction?
He must have seen me and recognized. Then about 2 seconds in, after he says, "Sup?" he goes, "Wait, I know you!" And I blew my mind.
How did that happen?
Because they're not teaching Stranger Danger in school anymore. I realized that these kids have not seen the Stranger Danger videos. If I was a kid and I heard "Hey kid," I was triggered. That was it. I was in a fetal position.
The first thing you're doing is you're
running.
The fight or flight. You're either slinging or you're going help.
It's because every single one of those Stranger Danger videos started with "Hey kid." Every guy said, "Hey kid."
Hey kid, you want some candy?
Hey kid, yes.
Hey kid, you want to get in the van?
For real. So then,
hey kid, you want some drugs?
I was so messed up about it as a kid. My dad had to create a safe word because I saw one where it was a guy and a girl, and they're like, "Hey kid, your parents are in the hospital. We got to take you to them."
Yeah.
I was like, I would totally fall for that.
Yeah, because it's like my parents. My parents.
I would totally. So my
parents.
dad created a safe word. So like, if we're in the hospital or whatever, they're gonna use this safe word, right? And so it was trebuchet.
Trebuchet. That's a killer word.
It was and I realized how genius it was as I was an adult because I realized no guy's ever going to be like, "Hey kid, want to help me look for my lost trebuchet?" Because it wasn't
You're
going
like,
to happen.
do I?
Well, I do love French artillery.
Yeah, you're right.
But my parents have warned me about this. Where do I don't...
Trebuchet.
But yeah, I think... So what's your opinion? Do you think that they should be teaching stranger danger videos in school?
I think that's like super important because like, kids growing up nowadays, because everything is so inclusive, they're so plugged into machines. It's literally very easy to just walk up to a child while they're, on their device or whatever, mind you, and just, you don't have to yank them. Just shift their bodies into a different direction and they'll just walk it.
Just offer free Wi-Fi.
That too.
Just have a van with free... Actually, let's not give anybody ideas. Let's not give anybody ideas.
I mean,
Come to the dark side. We have free Wi-Fi.
I've done it. I've done it a couple of times. Just
Wait,
walk up to a child and just turn them and then just walk away.
And they'll just keep going.
And they just keep going because they're not
yeah.
paying attention where they're going to.
Bored,
They just
attached to
assume
their phones.
that they're with who they're supposed to be with, or
Yeah.
they aren't really caring.
Did it ever happen to you as a kid where somebody would grab you and be like, Kevin? And then, like, you're like, I'm not Kevin.
Okay.
Then the adult's like, oh, crap, I just grabbed some random kid and they run off.
So it didn't happen to me, but
That
it
happened to me,
happened
like,
to
4
my
times.
mother. I had this little jacket, this gray jacket, like up in Connecticut for like a winter season, and another kid around my height had the exact same jacket, and we were like 4, maybe 5 years old, walking through JCPenney, and I'm doing the typical kid thing, jumping in between the clothing line, coming out and spooking mom, and then jumping back into the clothing. And so at some point, she just loses me. So she's going on the store looking for me, and she sees little kid in the jacket walking away. And so she goes and she grabs the kid and starts heading out the store. And the kid starts, going crazy. And mom's like, "What are you, come down. And she flips him around, and it's not me. And so she's like, so now she's thinking, oh my God, I'm a child stealer. I'm like, where's my child? B, I had this child that somebody's going to think I'm stealing their kid. So, I mean, I've been a part of that just like vicariously.
I've been the kid several times.
So what do you do?
You turn around freaked out. Like, what do you think you're going to do? Like,
yeah, you're not wrong. That happened to James. James was constantly back when him and his brother were young. Like, mom was telling him, stick with me, and they just wouldn't. So she individually did the thing where she just like lost them, and then snuck up behind him, snatched him, and just started running out the door. And then you got to pick whether you're gonna fight or you're gonna it's either fight or flight. Okay. I don't remember what happened, but I know one kid did one and one kid did the other. I could never get it straight. One of them just broke down and cried, and the other one tried to fight.
I got kidnapped. So. Like we had chores, right? So my chore was to take out the trash, right? And we always took out the trash like at night. So it was nighttime. It was dark out. I went to take out the trash at the curb. On my way back, there was like a corner intersection, and then there's like a bunch of bushes along the edge of this. And I threw the trash. I was on my way back, and I just got grabbed and dragged behind the bushes.
And so, what do you?
I was like, because they muffled me and I couldn't scream.
Oh, okay,
and I was just kicking and like trying and punching. And
okay, so you were in the fight. You didn't break down. You were trying to go
mine's
for
fight.
it.
So I was going for it, and then like they just like shoved me face down and like held me down for about 10 seconds, and then ran off. Turns out it was my brother and sister. I didn't know that. Like,
and they went out of their way to make sure that you didn't know that.
Yeah. Like it was legitimately traumatizing as a kid.
Like, I can only imagine.
Nightmares, I think, for months.
How long were you looking over your shoulder, just like in just like skittish mode, like?
Yeah. So hey kid, like triggered me.
Yeah.
Hard.
I can imagine. Yeah, thankfully I didn't grow up in a situation where I had to deal with that kind of stuff.
Sadistic brother and sister, yeah.
That's true. I'm the last kid.
Yeah. I'm the last kid.
The next one on me is 7 years.
Yeah.
So it's a big difference between like having them
3.
closer. Yeah.
4 years older and 3 years older.
Yeah. So you were within the terrorizing range.
I was right in the like I was annoying and they just wanted to abuse me zone. Like.
Yeah. No. When by the time I came out, they were ready to play house and school and Monopoly.
Yeah.
A 3-year-old playing Monopoly, that's terrorism.
Yeah, 3-year-olds should only be allowed to play Candyland and once a week.
Shoots and ladders.
Not even Shoots and Ladders.
Not even?
Shoots and Ladders too competitive. Candyland's it's like a...
Is it? Shoots are too depressing?
Yeah. It really is, because you can like mess somebody up in Chutes and Ladders.
You can like wreck somebody's day.
That's why you cannot mess anybody up in Candyland. It's the friendliest game. It's just like a game wrapped in bubble wrap. It's bumpers on bowling. It's just it's friendly for all.
I don't think I've ever played Candyland now that I think about it. I played Monopoly. We played like Monopoly for 3 days at a time.
Yeah.
3D Monopoly.
Yeah, like we come home from school and you just start playing after dinner. You play your rounds of Monopoly because we're playing like, legit rules and all the rollings and everything. Except for the one part, and it's the rule that everybody who plays Monopoly misses. Is after you've gone around the board, I think, twice, at that point you start auctioning off all the rest of the real estate.
That's if you play the fast track game. That's not the...
Is it? Because
there's the long game, and then there's the fast Monopoly. Fast Monopoly does that.
Okay. Because I'm like,
the game doesn't go on too long.
So maybe that didn't exist back in the
Our family
80s.
got so messed up with Monopoly that we started playing reverse Monopoly.
Where you had all the real estate and who can go broke first?
Yeah. If you land on a property, you have to buy it.
Yeah, okay.
If you land on someone, you have to pay them. They can't, they have to accept payment. And so...
so you were playing California edition.
Yes. We were playing the 2008's housing market edition.
Right.
So if you wanted to build houses and stuff, you could.
No.
But if someone lands on it, you have to accept the payment.
Right.
So it was a good way if you really wanted to get rid of all your money real quick.
You're trying to send your stuff out, but then you get rolled back.
The risk of someone... It actually turned out to be quite a fun game. But yeah, there's some games that are just will ruin friendships.
Yeah, Catan's one of those games.
I think that it's a wonderful game.
Yeah, you love Catan. Should have never showed you how to play that game. It's you're
Sorry, I didn't mean to trigger you.
Let me get cool.
I didn't mean to trigger you, man.
Let me get cool. So
Relax.
A little backstory on
Don't
Catan.
trigger.
Before I moved here, me and my friends would get together for game night, and every Wednesday we would play either Catan or we were playing Pandemic or something like big, like I can't remember the name of the something about Glory. It was like an Indiana Jones game. It was pretty dope. Honor and Glories, Golden Glories, something like that. But when it came to Catan, the rule was hang your friendship on the door because you're gonna get mad. And our housing person, Jordan, we never let him win. And sometimes he'd be winning and he'd throw his hand early and he'd the game was to get 10 points. He'd get to 9 points and then call a victory. And we count him up and dude, you're at 9. And then we barricade him and block him out so that he could never win. But I've only ever won Catan twice. Oftentimes I was in last place because they would just cut around me. So when I moved here, everybody's like, "Oh yeah, you know how to play Catan?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a Catan veteran. I never win, but I know how to play the game." But you take that to its natural evolution. I want to say.
I was the Catan king for a while.
Yes, you are.
But I'm always the Catan troll.
Yes. But you're the instigator in everything.
That's what I do. I'm the catalyst for
bad times.
For anything.
At Fremont High.
Could be a catalyst for creativity.
Yeah.
Or for people suffering.
Well, but you revel in the people suffering part. Yeah, so that's the problem.
Yeah,
you love it too much.
That's a little. Yeah, that's. I mean,
a little too much, but that's okay. I understand. That's the dynamic between us, and I can live with that. Just at certain points, I want to kill you, but I know I gotta rein it back.
Those are the points that I really treasure the most.
Exactly.
Those are what are so special to me.
I know this, so I try not to let it show too hard. So if I'm playing Catan and all of a sudden I dial back and I'm just going through the motion, it's because I'm already mad, but I can't let it be visibly seen. I still gotta play the game because you gotta have this good sportsmanship. If you're losing, you're losing. Hey, if you're winning, and that's why when I win, I don't go overboard on my winning because I know that I'm a bad loser. So I keep my wins low.
Can I be honest?
I keep my losses low.
You're a bad loser.
I'm a terrible loser. So when I win, I don't make a big deal of it. I'm like, oh, hey, game's over. I won this one. I got it. And if I get my, and I win one round of Uno, I can lose the entire rest of the night and won't care because I got at least one win.
I can win every game of Uno and not care.
Yeah, but you can lose every game of Uno and not care.
I
either.
could lose every game of Uno
I
and
just
not
want.
care.
I always just want one. And
But making you lose every game of Uno would tickle me.
And that's the
till no end.
you know this. That's why sometimes I gotta play with Caleb.
I am more than willing to sacrifice.
He's
any
purposely
chance
going
I
to make
have.
anybody else win to target me.
I will sacrifice every chance I have at winning to make sure you don't.
What is that game? The one with the car, and you have to drive a certain amount of way.
Millborn. I don't think.
Millborn.
For that.
Okay, Millborn is a French card game that we played as kids growing up, and it's sort of like Uno meets Monopoly. It's brutal. It's the most saboteur game you've ever played. It plays to all of my strengths.
Yes, because you have a car.
If
anything is broken, you can't move.
You have to have like a repair card,
Yeah.
and if I know you need that repair card, I'll just hold on to them because there's a limited number, and you'll spend the whole game. I won't progress, but you'll spend the whole game drawing and waiting for that card, and it's never coming.
So it's like the board has like a fake destination you're trying to drive to.
You have to get to so many miles.
Okay.
And to be able to play a miles card down, you have to be in good running repair. So there's like you can get into an accident, you can get a flat tire, it's like a car game, like a racing game, like a car game, and all these things. And if you get a flat tire and I have like 4 flat tire fixes,
you won't play any of them to put them back into the deck to refresh them.
Yeah.
Because you're burning out, but you're forcing everybody else to burn out with you.
And you'll play the whole game, and at the end of the game, you'll be screaming about where were they, and they'll be in my hand. I won't win, but yeah.
Yeah. It's your victory. Your victory is scorched earth.
Yes. Pax Romana.
Yeah.
That is my victory.
Yeah.
That is my philosophy.
Yeah.
Yes. Salt the ground.
Salt
Nothing
the
will grow here.
ground.
Pax Romana. Roman law.
Glass the lands.
Roman law. Roman peace. That is my absolute. That's how I win. All right, let's get into some nerd news here.
Chernobyl over here.
You are a huge nerd.
Okay, so last time we were talking about Guardians.
Yeah.
And how James Gunn was on the fence and all that on a cast, our setup cast, trying to get stuff together that we didn't release. But we got the announcements sometime earlier this week that James Gunn has been talking with Warner, that he's going to be working on some projects for DC, that he's actually writing script for the Suicide Squad, might possibly even direct it.
Can James Gunn save the Suicide Squad?
I think at this point, because now that DC's finally done the smart thing and said, okay, all of our movies are worlds of DC. They're not necessarily connected together, but they're all these different stories that we want to tell.
What?
So yeah, there's no longer a unified cinematic universe like Marvel has.
They're not connected.
Yeah, after Justice League came out and people were just like, what is this? Because all these movies are built back into the timeline of Man of Steel and then Batman v Superman.
Yeah, best movie
Wonder
ever.
Woman.
Greatest movie ever made.
The problem is like that foundation is kind of weak. You know, I was thinking about the argument that I was having with people with Batman.
You
v
mean
Superman.
the misguided?
No, I can finally explain why I don't like that movie.
I can explain why you're wrong.
Well, I mean, okay. Well, hear me first. Like, my point is you have these characters that you want to tell stories with, right? Characters that everybody knows, like Superman. Everybody knows the philosophy about Superman. He's Boy Scout.
Boy Scout.
Yeah, Boy Scout. Do gooder, doesn't do harm. This, whatever. Everybody knows philosophy about Batman. Batman's not a killer, but he's terrorist on the criminals.
I
that
disagree
kind of thing.
with the not a killer part.
I mean, well,
Yeah,
he has killed sometimes.
He's
but
killed
for
in the comics.
He's killed in the comics, but like you can count him on one hand. Still over 75 years.
Yeah, that's pretty
I mean,
impressive.
Batman for most part is not a killer, and usually when he's killed somebody, he's been forced to. Like he killed Black Manta because somebody else took over his body, and it wasn't even him. It was just Bruce Wayne doing it. So when Dead Man left, he's left holding the gun. He's like, "What did you make me do? Why did you make me do this?" So that's one of 5. It wasn't even him.
KG Beast, first recorded kill.
I'll give you KG.
Leaves him.
No, I'll give him that.
Leaves him to die.
Yeah.
He killed KG Beast.
I'll give you that.
He has at least one recorded kill.
No, I'm saying,
And that's
he,
canon.
he has them, but like for the most part, that's just not his character. So when you want to take these characters that people know and have a background of, and put them into a scenario that's contrary to what people already know them about, you've got to build that world to say, okay, this is what this character is all about. You've got to make me believe it. Like Superman is this kind of character that people want to say this and that about him. Show me in the movie how he's this person that you want us to build in our mind. Don't let us fill in the pieces. You show it to me. Yeah. And that's what Marvel did really good. Marvel assumed that nobody knows anything about these characters that we see coming in. Even if we already know the characters, about the background between Hulk and Iron Man, Captain America, all that stuff.
They did build
they
their
just
characters.
say, okay, this is what, just
Thor,
forget what you know about him. Yeah, Thor's completely different. From the comics, Thor's
He's a
person.
frat boy compared to the...
Thor's a person who used the hammer to turn into Thor.
Yeah.
And then they kind of retcon that all together. So they were like, okay, let's take all that nonsense. This is what we're building. And this is what we're going to show you. Build your character based on what we've shown you, not off what you know.
But even the actual way the character acts and interacts with the people around him is different with Thor. Like, Thor was like the stalwart and pure of heart.
Yeah.
But they just made him kind of like a frat boy.
Yeah.
But I like it. It's a good character.
And Thor as a character didn't really work until they went whole hog in it.
Yeah.
Like the first movie was like, okay, yeah, I see what you're getting here. You're introducing us. Thor 2, I can't even really remember what happened in that movie.
I unfortunately can remember
all
of it.
Except for that Thor's mom dies and Loki fakes his death.
That was a good part of it. I did like that
and
part.
They had the Power Stone.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the bad guy's name. And the one part where like Thor and the dude are fighting him and Mjolnir's trying to fight through him. They're like, Thor! And the hammer goes and then like Cat Denner's like, Mjolnir! And that's like the joke because like Mjolnir flies by. That's all I remember from that movie. I can remember Ragnarok really good though, because like they took
I've seen
Thor
Ragnarok
and said,
a few times.
let's put him in and let's take all that nonsense out, and this is what we're showing you. This is the character that they're going to run with.
I think they allowed Hemsworth to really be kind of himself a little bit more.
Yeah,
put himself into the character, and he's a likable guy, and I think it made the character really likable.
Yeah,
it's not comic accurate, probably.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
But it makes for good movie, so it works.
Yeah, and we're okay. This is the movie Thor. This is what we know. The movie Batman, the movie Superman. From what they show us in that movie, the inconsistencies don't match up from what they're trying to story that they're trying to tell me, and they didn't do enough to say, okay, this is that character. These are these reasons. I mean, a lot of the stuff that happens in that movie could have been resolved if like Bruce did, or if Clark did his due diligence and just talked to Bruce. If Bruce just did his due diligence and just talked to Clark, you're not going to convince me that Lex Luthor made up all their icons and emblems. That he just walks into a room and like gets a USB and like hacks. It's like, come on.
No, you can't. No.
You can't like that. Lois Lane throws the kryptonite lance into the water and then just all of a sudden just like, I need this. All of a sudden, when everybody else realizes that they can use it, because that's what happens. They all realize that, the lance key's made out of kryptonite DNA. We can use the staff to kill him. She's nowhere near that, but then she's just like, I need to get that staff back. And then puts herself in danger that Superman has to come rescue her because she's drowning trying to get the... Like, it's the inconsistencies. If the movie was just built...
properly.
Better. If they just did a better time to try to not hit me with the spectacle and not fill in... Take the DC pieces that I know and match them together and say, that's the fight from the Dark Knight Rises, or the Dark Knight Returns, and that's the battle that they're having here. This is the part from Superman Doomsday. This is the part from World's Finest, and just craft the narrative proper. The movie could have worked. Yeah. I would have been on board for it, but just the way they put it together.
I think the main takeaway here is that you're wrong, I'm right, and the movie's great. That's 100%. I mean, that's where I'm at.
From a spectacle, yeah, the movie's good.
Fantastic.
The Superman Batman fight, you can't knock that. That was amazing.
Like, it's
my problem
savant level genius.
Yeah, my problem is the reason why they're fighting is stupid and should not have existed.
Every reason why every superhero was fighting in any movie is stupid and without reason.
But that's the thing, though.
Like, comic books are just insane that all the people do is fight each other to fix problems that they never fix, and they keep fighting each other. The entire premise is absurd,
bro.
But you're watching it for the action,
bro. But like the fights in Marvel, they make sense.
They don't. You're gonna tell me
a fight that doesn't make sense. Let's go.
Civil War.
Civil War doesn't make sense.
Why is Captain America fighting Iron Man when Iron Man and Captain America are friends, and Iron Man wants to fight Bucky, so he just decides to beat his friend up because his friend's standing in front of Bucky.
Not paying attention.
If you want to beat up Ray because something Ray did to you, and I'm like, no, you can't beat up Ray. You're gonna fight me all of a sudden? No, that's unrealistic. It's unrealistic.
You're literally saying someone with laser eyes is unreal.
Are you kidding me?
Are you triggered now, Reggie?
I don't
Fry
understand.
your little nerd brain
The-
with some truth and logic.
The direct comparison to why Batman v Superman doesn't work as a film,
I don't know.
is
Fighting over parents.
Civil War.
Stopping fighting over parents sounds the same to me.
Civil War is the
don't
direct
know
comparison to that. Why that movie doesn't work.
I don't know.
Because we've had time to understand the characters' backgrounds, their ideologies, their beliefs, and their stances. We've seen Cap and we've seen Tony grow to have this friendship, and we've seen this bit that puts them at odds with each other because at the end of the day, neither one of them are wrong. But their philosophy is what puts them at odds with each other, and that's why they're fighting. But at the end of the day, you can't pick a side. I went in that movie going Team Cap all the way. I came out of that movie going, I have no clue. Neither one of those is wrong. They're both right.
Saying Team Cap all the way.
Yeah, I mean, because
I went in Team Cap. I left Team Cap.
You want to root for Team Cap? That's his movie. That's his franchise. Cap's like the best dude.
I had no for a second did I think that it was Tony Stark was right in any way. He was wrong the whole time. He was always wrong. He admitted he was wrong.
He didn't admit he was wrong.
He admitted he was wrong.
When did he admit he was wrong?
In the comic run, he admitted he was wrong.
See, there you go. And that's what I'm talking
Still
about.
in the movie, he was
taking
wrong.
what we know from the films and just pushing that narrative. Taking what we know from the comics and excluding that. And that's why the Marvel movies work better than the DC movies do. Because the DC movies are taking the bits and pieces but they're not playing with them proper.
Yeah.
Here's how I would, to sum all of it up, I'm right, you're wrong.
Okay, but here's the thing.
I think...
But here's the thing. I want DC to work, but it just doesn't work. Stay with animated.
I want DC to work. Their animated movies are the bomb. But their live action and their TV shows are good. I want their stuff to work.
But it does.
Flash is pretty good. Legends actually went somewhere interesting that I didn't think it was going to go to. Arrow took a dip in season 4 and 5, but it turned it around.
The first three
3
seasons of Arrow were so solid.
Yeah.
Flash isn't my style. I like the dark, angsty, like Arrow.
I mean that's
Flash is a little bit.
Flash is like the direct
Rainbow
comparison.
Unicorn for me.
Yeah, he's a direct comparison to Arrow. Like let's take the franchise but do something light with it. I actually enjoy watching Supergirl for some reason. That show's not even made for me.
I can't do
that show's not built for me.
I can't. Supergirl is too much.
I like watching it.
Married life has changed you, Reggie.
It was before married life, dude.
I was giving you an out, Reggie. I was going to allow you an out.
No, before
Safe
married life.
Not?
Before married life.
I don't know. Supergirl's not for me. Not at all.
But I'm like, I want DC to work, and now that they're not tethering themselves to saying all this narrative is driven by the movies that have come before it, and they're free to branch out and do what they want. I think it's gonna work. I think Wonder Woman 1984 is gonna be good. I actually think that Aquaman is gonna be good, even though there's some stuff in Aquaman I don't agree with.
Yeah.
Like the underwater, like how are they talking underwater when they've already established they need to make the air bubble so they can talk underwater. But I think it's gonna be good. I think Shazam's gonna be great. I can't wait to see that movie. Dak Shepard, come on, right? Or no, is Zachary Levi? Come on, man. And The Rock as Black Adam, come on.
Is The Rock coming out as Black
Adam?
Yeah,
he's Black Adam. Yeah.
Really?
Like I knew he was going to be Black Adam, but I had
Black
heard
Adam, like immortal, but
he's the same thing as Shazam.
Yeah,
but
he's
evil.
He's like the Shazam predecessor. Like he had the power went to his head, and then like Shazam, the wizard Shazam couldn't stop him, and so he calls another person to give him the power of Shazam. Shazam is actually an acronym.
Yeah.
For all his abilities that he has. I just can't remember what it is.
Power of Zeus.
Yeah.
Athens.
Speed of
Hermes. Strength of Hercules. No, Strength of Hercules. Speed of I don't know.
Speed of I think it's Speed of Hermes.
I don't know all their names, but it's all different like Greek gods.
Yeah.
But I'd heard that Rock was going to be Black Adam, but in the next movie.
Oh, so they're not going to introduce him in this one.
He was going to be like probably an Easter egg at the end of the movie.
So not like overshadow.
Yeah. And then like Shazam was going to have like a different bad guy.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
And then like the next movie would be Black Adam. Also, The Rock is so busy getting yoked.
Yeah, because he's The Rock.
#1 movie star in the world.
But then that brings us all back to the beginning of the discussion. Now that they're opening and branching off, they're not tied to their franchises as a let's build a strict narrative. I think the Suicide Squad movie now has a chance of doing something real with itself. Because James Gunn's a good director, man. You look
figure it out.
Look at the movies he's done before, and his most recent, and they're dope. Because like he's got the Joss Whedon power of I can play with multiple characters, but at the same time, no, I mean that's the director's.
Listen, that movie's going to be a success if they do one thing, keep James Gunn off Twitter.
Oh man, you know what? That's not even a factor. What's gonna happen is like they're gonna bring that tweet back like 2 years from now, and it's gonna be the exact same tweet from 6 years ago, and people are gonna be like, "Oh, see, he's still saying these harsh things about the."
I don't think this environment that's allowed will still be around.
I don't know. I can't. I mean, I see like people are abandoning Twitter like the plague because it's become so toxic. I can't wait to see what the next thing that is Twitter becomes.
The greatest thing about like anytime you have direct communication with people, there's no filter to put it through, is that it becomes horribly toxic instantly. Which is what I love YouTube comments. YouTube comments are my favorite comments.
The toxicity of our city.
Because they're just the most hateful. And I love hateful comments.
Yeah, you do. Like one of my favorite.
Because I feed off of negative energy. So like I'll just read.
You bring it in like the spirit bomb.
Like energy. Like most people like read that stuff and are like, oh, I can't believe it's so. I'm like, oh god, this guy's the worst. Yeah, what else is he saying? Like I love negative comments, even if they're about me. I'm like,
wow. Like one of my favorite Twitter things to read is the profiles I don't read the comments, and every day was just like one post, and he say something positive, and at the end he would just end it off with like don't read the comments.
Yeah,
and that was he doesn't run it anymore. I guess he just ran out of different. I mean, it ran for like a couple of years, and now it's just like recycled messages. But don't read the comments. Like he's not wrong.
Like
not wrong.
Like what?
The world now has anyone has a voice now.
Not everyone should.
Not everyone should, but everyone does.
Everyone does. Not everyone should.
I kind of.
It's America. What you gonna do?
It's the world. It's the world. Everybody's toxic, man.
That's true.
Like but I like it a little bit. I like all the hate in the internet. Like I don't like the ones that are real hate.
Yeah. It's that obnoxious. Ignorant. It's the obnoxious hate.
I do like the trolls a little bit. They're kind of funny, and people who write like you see the celebrity mean tweets.
Yeah.
A lot of those aren't really that mean. They're just well-written jokes. They're not personal. They're just a good joke that's written well. Like, that stuff I appreciate. I'm like, there's an actual, like, that's funny. Like, if it makes me laugh, I can't be upset about it.
Yeah, I mean,
even if it's about me.
If it's making you laugh, it's probably making the person who they're aiming at it laugh, too. Because they're like, okay,
if it didn't have hate as the intent of the message, then I'm totally okay with whatever you say. But if you meant it as actual hate, then it's like, probably have a problem.
Yeah, and the problem is people who mean it as actual hate have backers who'll be like, yeah, what he said. And there's
some people will just
that actual hate comment will have like 300 some upvotes, 1,000 something upvotes.
Because there's a bunch of sick people like me out there. That's all.
Yeah, Ghostbusters 2016 all over again.
Speaking about toxic environments, I did something. I pooped in the dark.
Oh, okay.
Pitch dark.
That must have ended well.
Yeah, I'm a real segue.
Let me.
So I was at work, and apparently, just like one bathroom, they took the light out of it because they were repairing it. I had to go, like it was gonna happen.
Right, there's no stopping the train.
And it's pitch dark in there, so like all I had was my phone, so I was able to like see the seat, and like get the toilet paper out, and then like I just turned off my phone, and I was just there pooping in the dark, which I'm gonna be honest with you.
It's very serene.
Yeah. It's a real, like, I had, like, a moment to myself just there, like, and then, like, your eyes adjust a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you can start to see a little bit. But then something interesting happened. I had to wipe.
Oh, no.
And, listen, I don't claim to know the struggles of people, but I now know what it's like to be blind and have to wipe your butt.
Because, like, yeah, if you don't
look.
You can't look. You just got to go for it.
You have to go on feeling. You have to know thyself.
You
have to know thyself.
In order to know others, one must know thine own self.
Know thyself to know others. So it was it was a good experience for me. I want to put it out there to the world so that everyone else can have this, like, in the safety of your home. I wouldn't suggest.
Yeah, I've done the 5
really
o'clock in the
worried
morning.
that I was gonna like walk out of the bathroom and someone's gonna be like, "Were you in the dark? You sociopath? What were you doing in there in the pitch black?" Luckily, no one was there when I walked
You're like,
out.
don't question it.
Like,
I've been in this situation where like I go in and all of a sudden people like or some person comes in, uses the restroom at the stall, goes, and then assumes nobody else is in there and just turns the light out and walks away. And I'm like,
I honestly do that when I know someone's in there. I'm being honest with you.
yeah, I believe you.
Okay.
I believe
I
you.
walk out of the bathroom and there's a light switch that's accessible and I know someone's in there. Yeah, it's going on.
More negative energy to the spirit
The
bomb.
negative, yes.
Yeah.
I'm feeding off of it.
Okay.
Like positive reinforcement, like I'm like, no, don't compliment me. No, it's the quickest way to like unmotivate me is be like, hey, you're doing a really good job. I'll be like, meh.
Okay. Speaking of bathroom lights, the ones that turn off by themselves.
Yes, I hate those things.
Oh yeah. Power
Because
savers.
if you just sit there and don't move, then you're in the dark.
Oh, is it?
Unless that's what you want.
Been in there for it to turn off.
No,
Hey,
It's motion
calling him
sense
out.
activated. So sometimes like you just go into the stall.
No, and here's the thing. The one, it's never actually happened, but the one at the side of the school,
Yeah.
it doesn't activate on the stall, so you have to get out, walk.
Yeah, you got it's a motion.
Dude, you
So
just
if you
gotta
move past the
throw up.
sensor
You
and
gotta
you
throw a
hop
toilet
in-
paper roll. You need to learn.
If nobody else comes in, you're in the dark, and I hope you brought your phone. I've been in a situation where like I've gone in, left my phone at the desk because I shouldn't be having my phone because I'm doing business, and then somebody clicks the light, and I'm just like, well, I'm in here now, and the bathroom is right across from my dad's office, so I'm not gonna call for help because he's like right there. I'll never hear the end of it.
Yeah.
So you just sit in silence and you just work it out and hope somebody comes by or I know thyself.
No,
So I got no problem managing
thyself.
just as long as I can reach the paper roll.
Yeah.
There's been the time when the paper roll isn't there and I'm reaching to the stall over next door to catch
Ooh.
that one because I always pick the middle
It's a
one.
hard situation.
So I have options.
But you know what? Like you always have socks. Let's be honest with ourselves.
Man,
You can toss a sock, okay?
okay, so
If you have to.
I'll tell a story.
All right.
I'll tell a story.
Now we're getting into the
I'll tell a story.
nitty-gritty.
A couple of weeks ago, I had to go run paperwork to a doctor's office. Starts off with the whole thing with a cat being outside of my car, moving back and forth, whatever. That's not the important part. That took like an hour. By the time I get to the doctor's office, it's an hour later. It only took 40 minutes. At that point, I have to use the restroom, and I need gas. So I pull my car into the gas station. And I go in, and I gotta go. It's like no stopping the train. So I blow out, and then I don't check. So now I'm in a public gas station. I didn't check, and I look over. There's no paper. And it's not like just a couple of chunks I can just hobble out to. No.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's one of those. So I'm
Yeah.
like, what do I do? I cannot move from this spot. There isn't even like a waste basket in the area, so I can like try to maybe fish through like other ones.
No.
This is not happening.
That's-
I have my.
That's how you get hepatitis.
Yeah.
Don't be playing with that.
Desperation.
Don't be playing
I'm
with
not
that.
thinking
No.
about. I'm not thinking about sock at all because I've never done it. I've never been in that situation where like I have to resort to that. I'm not gonna use my work shirt. I have my lanyard with my ID tag. A little.
Did you floss?
Zippy. No, I didn't floss.
Okay.
I did squeegee.
Ooh.
So I took I'm like, this is laminated. I'm gonna need another one of these later.
But you'll
so
always know.
So I took it off, and I'm not.
You'll always know
I got
what
a new
you
one.
did to
Yeah,
that.
I got a new one coming in. So I'm gonna toss that old one. But I took it, and I'm like, okay, sweet, dunk in the water a little bit, and then check, drip, drip, and I'm like, okay, I'm kind of dry enough now, and then I'm like,
That's
I'm
horrible.
I'm asking like, please let there be like the by the sink, the toilet paper that has paper and not the push button dry thing, because if that's the case, I'm done. And I look through the crack, I'm like, yes. Now I'm like, how do I time this to when I come out, I don't look like a lunatic with his pants down, like crab walking to the toilet paper roll? And I'm like, there is no option. I just have to go for it. And I make it in. So
It's a
that
great
happened.
visual.
And then I'm like, I still gotta get the gas. The store doesn't end here. I still gotta get gas. So now it's like an hour and a half later, because it was a whole ordeal in there. I'm thirsty. I go to get myself a drink over the 44 machine. And my wife doesn't like to use the credit card machine at the pump to fill up, so I gotta pay up front. So I get my drink, I put my drink, I pay up front, right? Put my gas in, whatever. Take my drink, I hop in the car, and I drive off. I pay for my gas up front, I take my drink, I hop in the car, and I drive off.
Yeah, I've done that.
I get about a mile and some change down the street before I decide to look at my dashboard and question, why is my tank light still on? And then it dawns on me, oh my God, spin back around. And thankfully, the station was really slow. There was only like 4 cars out of 12 pumps, and I put the one on the end. So I pull up to it, and it still says, please select your gas and begin fueling. And I'm like, oh, thank God. Nobody stole my gas.
I did that. Somebody stole my gas. I came right back.
Because
I was not even like 10 minutes. I came right back.
That is exactly what should happen. Somebody should have stolen my gas.
Man, they stole my gas.
And like there was a semi truck kind of like parked in my direction. 2 guys just in the cab, and I just hop out and I just open the tank, put in, and they don't see me swipe or nothing. They're probably like questioning, like, what is this guy doing?
How?
He didn't even. Yeah, how did he do that? Like,
Is this?
Yeah, right. What magic is this that he's going on? But yeah, that happened.
It's black magic.
Yeah.
So I was at
Type that don't come off.
I was at Alamo Draft House,
Oh yeah, good times.
and I ordered a water, and they have that new Eco Straw thing.
Oh, does it like biodegrade?
No, it upsets me. They're like, we're trying to reduce their carbon footprint, and we asked people if they want straws or not. Right? Fine, totally okay. I said, yes, I want a straw.
Yes.
Then the guy continues to explain to me how straws are bad for the environment.
And you say,
And I said,
thank
give
you.
me 4
I
straws
want-
now, please.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, I doubled down.
you want turbo
I
intake.
went to Quattro.
I want to be able to straw
I
drink
said,
this thing in 3 seconds.
I was like, oh, yeah? Give me a second water and 4 straws. Because, like, he said, hey, we're trying to reduce our carbon, like, whatever, by giving out as few straws as possible. Do you want a straw? I was like, yes, I still want a straw. And then he was like, well, you know that straws take it. And I was like,
It's
yo,
like,
give me
bro,
4.
don't-
Give me 4 now.
Don't push the issue. Don't have like I don't understand why they just don't have like if they want to
Which
reduce their
is
carbon
100%
footprint.
a flaw in my personality because I didn't even want the first straw.
Oh wow! Oh man! Come on, man!
It's all on me. That's all on me. But man, he triggered me, and I was like, "Give me them straws now, son! Give me them straws!" And he was horrified.
Come on!
He'd never seen such just like.
You can see the color tone wash
I
from
will
his
say
face.
the other guy, because he didn't even bring me my water after that, and the other guy who came after thought it was really funny.
So he bring you water?
Yeah, he brought me water and he brought me 1 straw. He's like, "Did you really want 4 straws?" I was like, "No, it's cool. Just one's fine." That guy didn't even come back to me to give me the
Wow. That's terrible.
But yeah,
I mean, if they really want to reduce their carbon footprint, just use recyclable straws.
they
made
tried
it
that, I think, but I think it was more expensive. They wanted to save money.
Well, of course, it's more expensive, but it's trying to save the environment. Trying to save the environment is expensive.
Well, the environment never did it for me.
Exactly. It just keeps me alive.
When has the environment saved my life? When has the environment saved me?
You know?
The environment has almost killed me, River.
Environment has nearly killed me too.
You know, and they say if ice isn't melting somewhere, you're in an ice age. So we're not in an ice age.
We good.
Thumbs up.
We good.
You know, we beat that.
We good. We good, fam.
1200, 12,000 BC.
Yeah.
We beat the ice
Was
age.
it 2 ice ages?
Nah, I don't know. Science, history.
Science.
It's been half my age since I've been to high school. I don't remember that stuff.
Yeah. Who knows? Okay. Have you seen the new Venom movie?
I have not seen the new Venom movie. That's why you went to the draft house, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, of course.
So tell me about it.
Okay, so they changed it from R to PG-13, which I'm with totally.
So was it initially R when
It
they
was
were
initially
working
R,
on
and they
it?
cut out a bunch of stuff. Mostly it was dialogue, I think. I think there's a lot of language in it. And gore. So they cut out the blood and the language, which
Yeah,
is
okay.
fine because you don't need that to make a good superhero movie.
True.
Anyway, so
Deadpool's doing it.
So I think the storyline, you could tell there was a couple of scenes where they were building momentum to something,
Uh-huh.
and then
And
there
then just
wasn't
transitions
anything
to
there,
nothing?
and it transitions to another. So you could that kind of throws me off a little bit because
it's got Fantastic Four editing problems.
not that bad.
I mean, like the
Like,
problems
I
exist,
noticed
but they're not
it
as drastic.
because I'm a super nerd about storytelling, and I like the setup, and I analyze all that stuff. And
Go on.
And I don't think most people would notice that. I'm a weirdo, but you could tell where they did ADR, where they changed the lines in a few places, which is fine. The movie as a plot itself is 6 out of 10.
Serviceable.
Okay. The character's not like 9 out of 10. They got him right. They got Venom right. They got him right. No web shooting. No spider on the chest.
Okay, because I was gonna ask him like if he's
huge,
if
like
he shoots
tank.
web, I would have been upset.
He's huge like a tank.
Yeah, you were there.
He's the way they did the character between Eddie Brock and Venom. The relationship is well done. I'm totally on board with it. Like they played off as like Venom's kind of a loser where he's from.
Oh, okay.
And Eddie Brock's a loser.
Okay.
And they're like, Venom's like, hey, I'm kind of a loser where I'm from too. And they're,
okay.
It plays off really well, and they're really funny the way they interact with each other. I expected it to be a lot more violent, and I was a little like, ooh. But no, turned out to be like no worse than like any of the other Marvel movies.
Any setups for any future installments of anything on the
Do you want me
horizon?
to drop the end on you?
Yeah, drop that.
Okay.
I mean, like
I will just say, spoiler alert to David, the one person watching this. Carnage.
Yeah. Okay.
Carnage.
Yeah. I mean that's the logical maneuver.
Do you know who's gonna play him?
No.
They show the act. They show him.
Yeah?
Cassidy. They show him at the very end of the movie.
Who was that?
You're never gonna guess.
Okay.
There's no way you can guess this.
Known?
Huh?
Known actor?
He is a known actor. He's very known.
So in the A level.
Yeah, I'd say he's A level. Yeah.
Wow. Nah, then I couldn't tell you.
His name just blanked out of my mind.
What else has he been in?
He was in Han Solo.
Oh.
Not the older character.
Yeah. Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson.
That's the pick.
That is the pick. He has like this like sideshow Bob Fro.
Yeah.
And I love it. I straight up love it. He's a great actor. You can tell he's got the role when his little scene in it. Like his line is like, "When I get out of here, and I will get out of here, it's gonna be carnage."
Yeah, that's
his line.
That is the pick. That's the pick.
He plays it great. Like it's gonna be really good. And I think that's how they'll team up Spider-Man and Venom.
I mean, I wouldn't have guessed that off right, but if I had the time to think about it, that's who I would pick.
Would you?
Yeah, Woody Harrelson. Ah, yeah, man.
I think hit me provocative from the side. Did not see it coming, but I love that pick.
Like,
I'm glad they made that choice because I like him as an actor, and like I think he's going to do really good in that role.
That's a good one.
I thought Carnage didn't have a human.
Carnage has a serial killer criminal.
They can't even be like separated. I don't think, can they?
Nah.
Because it's in his bloodstream.
Yes, yeah. Carnage flows through his veins.
Yeah.
Quite literally.
Yeah, they're born together. So like that's gonna be cool. When however they pan that out, if they're able to pan that out, we'll see how all that works.
Does that mean the original character is like a psychopath or whatnot? Because,
yeah, he is. He's in prison. Like that's the storyline. Like Venom goes. Eddie Brock interviews him. Leaves a little bit of Venom behind on accident.
Okay.
And Carnage is born. Carnage is Venom's son.
And that's how he's born in the comic. Venom is in prison, and then he gets birthed, and then just jumps over to him.
Eddie Brock is interviewing him because he's like still doing a little bit of like his like news stuff.
Yeah.
And he gets an interview with him, and he goes into the jail to interview him. And then that's how they meet, and that's how a little bit of Venom gets left behind.
All right.
So I thought it was well strung together, well done. The actual plot's kind of basic. But
the original Carnage plot line was Spider-Man's blood or whatnot?
No.
No?
I don't think so. No, the original one was Venom was
Carnage
in prison.
Venom was in prison, in like Supermax or whatever one they call it, and he was in his mitosis stage, and he gave birth to the Carnage symbiote, and he was in the cell next to Cassidy, and just took him.
Yeah, okay.
And then he busted out. So Sony's really trying to do it.
Well, they were, but now it doesn't matter.
The not Spider-Man cinematic Spider-Man universe, because like they got Venom out the gate. There's no way they're going to do a Sinister Six movie because now they've all been showing up in Homecoming. Like 3 of them were in there. Shocker was in there. Vulture was in there. The dude who eventually becomes Scorpion, McGarren, he was one of the side dudes of the Vulture. And Jake Gyllenhaal is going to be Mysterio in Gone Home. Or Spider-Man Far From Home. So like that's 4 out of your main 6. They can't go that route. But they're working on... I think they're still either working on or it's on hold. The Black and Silver movie, the Black Cat, Silver Sable that they want to do.
I wasn't like
they put out a casting call for Craven the Hunter.
Yeah, I didn't think that Black Cat movie was gonna be good. I'm glad that's on hold.
I mean, like, there's certain things that like the Spider-Man aspect to it is just kind of like
they were trying to pull a Guardians of the Galaxy out of there, and it
and
wasn't there. It wasn't there in the characters.
They're still trying. The Silk movie is still moving forward. The Cindy Moon Silk character who was like spider powered, but not exactly like Peter's, but something like Peter's. Apparently, her Silk sense is even more like super than Peter's spider sense.
I don't know about that.
I mean,
but supposedly her character showed up in Homecoming.
Yeah. So yeah, Cindy Moon was in Homecoming. I don't know if they'll use the same actor, but she was there. Like I was looking through the credits to see who was in like these kids are, and I was like, oh hey, like I know the name of that person. Yeah. Didn't even recognize it. Wasn't even played up. Like
I did like how they did the whole Mary Jane thing.
MJ,
Zendaya, yeah.
We'll see.
Whatever her name is.
We'll see.
I think she's actually a good choice for it. She's not like they didn't play like a traditional like the original like with the Spider-Man 1. They did like the really hot girl.
Yeah.
And, you know.
I'm interested to see that Into the Spider-Verse movie.
Oh yeah, they show a trailer of it.
Yeah,
it looks. I kind of was like, okay, another animated looks good, but here's what made me really like feel it. They paid homage to the actual Spider-Man movies in it.
Yeah,
they said like those are kind of part of the timeline.
Yeah, like they're all connected
like
to
that
the verse.
Tobey Maguire. Like
real.
It shows the scene of him holding the train as like his memories, and he's kind of like washed up after all that stuff. I think MJ's like dumped him and everything, like past all that.
Yeah,
and because like I know Spider-Man 3 is okay. It's my guilty pleasure. I know. Okay,
you know what? I can't.
It's the Nickelback of movies.
I can't knock some of the scenes when like Parker's just like he knows he's the man. And he's just getting it, and at some parts he gets the recognition that he wants.
It's the Nickelback.
And when it hits
movies,
those moments, and I'm like, okay, Peter, I'll let you have
this
moment right here.
I should hate it.
You have this moment.
I should hate it like everyone else does.
If the movie just ended,
but I don't.
If the movie had just ended with him getting the symbiote suit off, and then like Brock goes to the church and it drops on him, end of movie, and then do another movie. That would have been fine.
I think they should have
just went too long.
I think they should have done he pulls off the Venom symbiote, it goes on to Brock.
Yeah.
And then you never see Brock again in the movie, and he still fights Sandman at the end.
Yeah. Venom should have been his own movie.
Perfect. And then the next one, we would have had Spider-Man 4 with Venom.
Yeah, we would have Spider-Man 4 with Venom. That's what they should have did. But people were just apparently Sony was like, no, the people want Venom now. Do Venom now. Like, no, just because they were doing the black suit.
But honestly, besides that Venom,
yeah,
it's my guilty pleasure. I know all of the things wrong with it. I can see them. I don't care. I like it. But I think it was like that 1, 2, and like that Spider-Man is what got me hardcore into comics.
I do like Bryce Dallas Howard.
I wasn't super into comics before that. I read a few because my brother was into comics, and I would read a few of his comics. But the Spider-Man 1 is what got me obsessed with that. That end scene with him in that graveyard. I was like, oh, that's so. I didn't, because I thought like, oh, it'll be a happy ending, like, and they didn't give that to you. They said no. They grounded it, and I like that when they take you on this journey and you think it's going this way, and then they just ground it in reality. Like, but no, the reality is he would have to do this. This is the choice you would have to make to be a hero. And then I was like, oh,
man, Spider-Man gets it hard. Spider-Man gets it really hard twice.
Such a tragic, and he's like one of the best.
His origin story is he fails to save Uncle Ben, and then the driving force that makes him the hero who he is he fails to save Gwen Stacy. Like just a couple years later, like he just takes two really hard knocks. It's just like, man, his
character,
man, Spider-Man
gone through some stuff,
tough stuff. Like, that game apparently is great. By the way, I haven't played it yet myself. The
nothing will ever
Marvel
beat Spider-Man 2 GameCube. The greatest web slinging game ever.
Apparently, this game has the swing proper.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, like buildings have property to it. Yeah. You're free roam all across New York. Okay. All the different suits that you pick up, because you can pick them up, have different abilities tied to them. So it's not just.
I have Spider-Man 2 on GameCube. Just so you know.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Just so you know, I have it. I haven't played it yet since I got it.
Yeah, I mean,
not played it.
The web mechanic is so good that the guy who created the game, he made another game just called like Energy Hook, and it's just basically like generic thing, but using the swing mechanic because people were like, we missed the swing. So he was like, yeah, I can do that. Like I don't have a ties to Spider-Man license anymore, but I can make the swing.
That's cool.
You ever seen Undergrads?
Undergrads? No.
Yeah, it was a cartoon on MTV. Only went one season because MTV was like notorious for like
You're
optioning
old,
a show.
Dude.
They were notorious for optioning a show and then canceling
MTV?
it. Yeah, I know. Back when I should say that
so
never happened.
2006, bro.
That never happened. MTV doesn't play. Well, I take it back. MTV does play videos on Christmas. It's the weirdest thing.
Wow.
Because MTV doesn't play music television. And MTV stands for music television, where they used to play music videos, and that was like the thing.
Oh, that's
and
right.
Then,
you're even younger than me.
And then they started making other channels like MTV2 and M.
Yeah,
this
MTV
and M
used to
whatever.
just be 24 hours a day, like music videos, and then occasionally
And then
they have a
occasionally,
few
like,
other
like
little
a show like
DJ shows or
Downtown Julie Brown. She talk about music things and still show videos.
or like then,
TRL.
then they got into like that like Next is what ruined.
The Real World is what ruined
I am
it.
the real world.
That's
reality
that's
TV,
what happened.
reality dating, all that stuff, and then now it's like pregnant 16.
Yeah.
Like the worst.
Like I didn't know I was pregnant, or like
here's
my
what
sweet,
amazes me
my
about
happy
that.
sweet 16 pregnancy.
Is someone sat in a room with a bunch of directors and executives and heads and said, all right, here's an idea. We get a bunch of 16-year-old girls that are pregnant, right? In horrible situations. We put a camera like a camera crew and a producer throwing ideas in everybody's head, and then we throw the promise of a bunch of money at them, and we just watch their lives fall apart and shatter.
And the show is called I'm 16 and Pregnant.
16 and Pregnant.
That's the name of the show. I'm 16
And-
and,
Okay, that
pregnant.
deserves to burn and die.
Oh my God.
And it's a hit. It's a hit.
Man, I wish the writing crash in '90s didn't happen, or 2006. It was 2006.
Would you give me a water?
Like when the writer's strike killed television. It killed television.
Just toss it.
Because people were just like, we don't have writers to write shows for us anymore. What are we gonna do? I guess we're just all doing reality TV, and it never stopped from there.
Yeah.
I never got to get my proper ending to Heroes. That one chick that they introduced in the show just disappeared, and she was the coolest character because she was the one who, if she saw it, she could do it. So eventually, she would have seen the one guy who could fly and would be able to just fly. She would have been the ultimate hero, and she got cut out because they just stopped writing the show.
Then they tried to do Heroes Reborn.
I never saw. It was like 10 episodes, right? Was it only 10 or so?
Don't waste your time.
No, come on. But the hero comes out in it. My time traveling buddy.
Sorry, don't waste your time.
Man.
It did have the elements of something good, but I feel like instead of trying to write a good show, they tried to write a political statement.
Okay.
Right?
They did Powers.
Yeah, they wanted to parallel Powers with like all these movements and stuff, and instead of just saying like here's a really good show, they got too like in your face about it. Like the parallels could be there if you wanted to draw them on your own. I don't think you had to force feed it to people.
Yeah, X-Men. The parallels are there if you draw it on your own.
Yeah, right. But and the thing about I feel that's what I didn't like about Supergirl is they just want to force it down your throat.
Yeah.
That this is what it's about. That's whatever, but like I want it to be about superheroes.
Yeah.
That's why I'm watching.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like
you have your agenda that you want to push.
They straight up said when they were making that show, look, this is Supergirl. This is not the show that you think that it's gonna be. Yeah. So if you come into that with that mindset,
they were upfront.
They were very upfront with
I'll
this. So that's why I watch
it,
and I'm like, no, I still like watching what's going on with Martian Manhunter and her and the stuff.
I did check out Martian Manhunter because
he's dope.
He's so undervalued.
Yeah.
He can take out Superman.
He could.
And Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
He can do it.
He absolutely could. As long as he doesn't get no fire, he's good.
Yeah. Did you read the Injustice comic line?
I haven't yet. I've been meaning to do that because it's like they go 5 years, right?
Yeah. They're already in Injustice 2, which I read the first few issues of it. I haven't caught up. But the Injustice comic book run, I will say, is especially the first half of it, like up to year 3, is the second best comic run I've ever read.
Yeah, no, I heard really good.
Number one comic book run I've ever read. That is just the best. Cable Deadpool. Best comic book run I've ever read in my life. Those two characters play off each other perfectly.
Oh, that's the team. That's why he's in the second movie.
But in Injustice, Martian Manhunter goes after him, And he says, I've been able to take you guys this whole time, but y'all have too much pride. And he, like, phases into Superman
Uh-huh.
and, like, cuts off his blood circulation, and Superman's, like, dying. Like, he's gonna die. And Wonder Woman, like, burns, or Superman shoots his lasers as, like, as hard as he can at Wonder Woman, and she bounces them back at him, and it, like, burns, it, like, just shreds Superman, but it kills Martian Manhunter.
That's a bummer, dude.
But if they hadn't tag teamed him, he'd have took him.
I was super
one-on-one, he beat Superman.
I was super butthurt, in like their universe, he just like lobotomizes Captain. Dude, I'm like
so quick, so
like,
quick.
He's like, oh, you're not with me.
That was a little kid.
Oh yeah.
Like in my head, I was like, that was a little kid.
Yeah. Like,
just lobotomized a little child.
DC is like some rough stuff sometimes. Like the Flashpoint paradox.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman goes and hunts him down, she makes him split, and then just kills the kids individually. I'm like, oh my god, it's terrible. Oh,
it was
dark.
so bad. It was dark.
Y'all so bad.
But Injustice is, man, it's really solid. Like it's really like it's the ultimate what if.
Yeah.
And like his character is so Batman in it. Like
He's
so stubborn.
Yeah, he's so Batman.
He's so stubborn. He won't give up. He's so outmanned and outgunned, but he somehow pulls it off every time.
I always attribute DC to Batman in every aspect of form. So like whenever they say something, I'll throw a Batman pun into it. So I'll be like, oh, like Injustice, Batman Among Us.
What really tips him over the edge?
I don't call him the Justice League. I call him Batman and his super friends.
When it really starts to escalate is Superman dies. I mean, not Superman. Alfred dies.
Yeah. Oh no, you can't.
It's hard comic to read.
No,
because you kind of see it. You know what's going to happen.
That's
no,
that's no good.
Superman facilitates it.
That is no good.
He releases someone and lets that guy go kill Alfred.
Wow.
Like he sicks him on him and allows it to happen. And it just like it's so like, if you're invested in the characters, you're just like, that's when the full switch is like, Batman's right, Superman has gone full evil, because they played it beautifully in the first few years, where it's kind of like Superman's kind of got a point. He is making a difference. He has solved a lot of problems, and he's like it starts out. He's just like, you know what? I'm demilitarizing everyone, and he destroys all weapons.
Yeah, okay. I can understand that.
And you're like, yeah, if you can do that, and then he like gets all the superheroes that are with him, and like, okay, we're policing it. And he says, well, we're not enough. Then he kind of creates his own army.
Of course, because why not?
For them to police, they need to have powers. So he creates a super pill that gives them powers.
Right.
And then it's like, it starts snowballing, where it's like you see him slowly losing himself.
Yeah.
Because he starts out as a good guy with good intentions, but doing the wrong thing.
Slowly building the fascist state that we come to by the time we get into
Injustice. He's doing the wrong thing for the wrong thing for the right reasons. I'm just trying to like figure out.
Make sure we get you in, because we only got the two mics running right
Go ahead
now.
and talk. We'll check the levels. Go ahead, go for it.
Levels.
You're gonna be quiet, but no one wants to hear what you say anyway.
That's
so
true. I just want to be in the camera.
if you just like, you can lean in a little bit, but
Hashtag Ray no longer missed out.
he's still missed out. We're a minute 3 into this thing.
An
Hour 3. Sorry, an hour 3.
Oh yeah, he missed out.
He missed out. You made an appearance. Yeah. You're the flaky member of this for sure. This is exactly what you did last time.
I did. No, but I put in more time last time.
Just because I stayed longer.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah. But where was I? Injustice, right?
Injustice, yeah.
So they played the thing like perfectly in the storyline. So we're getting some off camera. We're getting some off camera talking over here. We're being called nerds, I think.
Probably sounds about right. Like nerd level's not that high yet.
Anyway, so Injustice, it's really good. It's well written. They play him off. I think when he gets the yellow lantern ring, it's really cool. That's a really cool scene. Him with the yellow suit, with the whole planet fearing him. Super OP Superman. It's.
What did I miss?
We're just talking about the Injustice comic book run.
Oh,
he hasn't read it. He should. It's really, they play it really well. They like ease you into the fascist state. They don't go year 1 fascist state. Like you don't even get to the fascist state until like year 4 maybe.
Yeah.
Like it's just how they get there. And then who has a really cool moment in the comics is Plastic Man.
Plastic Man.
He's such like an ancillary. Like, who is this
I'm like,
guy?
Plastic Man don't get no play.
And he's just like he's kind of a scumbag.
Elongated Man gets more play than Plastic Man. They have the exact same power.
Elongated is his son, right?
I don't know.
Or okay.
Elongated Man was like a detective in Flash's department.
So Plastic Man is like public enemy number one because he's a shapeshifter, and it turns out he's good. Like,
yeah, okay.
They can't get him. They can't get him. So they have like everybody locked up besides Batman, of course, because Batman.
Right.
And Plastic Man's out there, and he's like, Superman considers him
fighting the system.
Next to Batman, he's like the number one threat.
Wow.
And Plastic Man goes out like a boss.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah. So Plastic Man, they have everybody rounded up at this unbreakable prison at the bottom of the ocean. Plastic Man gets in because his son's locked up, and like he sacrifices himself, like holding all the walls like stretched out, and like breaks everybody out. Everybody, jailbreak, constant robbers. Plastic Man dies, but he gets everybody out, and like all the work they did is gone.
That sounds sick.
And it's like it's just his own little comic run where like he dies, but he goes out like a boss, and it made me really like Plastic Man as a character. To realize how powerful he really is, because he showcases everything he can do.
It's like your Jokers in the DC world are like Plastic Man, like Booster Gold.
Yeah, it's like
come on.
But they give him like a hard it turns out he's his character, he just doesn't take anything seriously.
Yeah.
But if he did,
right,
this is what he would be capable of, and he's like crazy powerful. It's really cool.
He's the Cody Travers, the DC universe.
Ray, do you have anything that you wanted to talk about on this podcast? That's really the whole point of this, is us airing our narcissism to David.
Yeah. How do you feel about James Gunn?
James Gunn?
That's the one I was gonna talk
I'm glad he's working again.
Yeah, no, I'm cool for that. I prefer him working than being not working with Disney.
So, you're a dad. He's a dad. Technically, he's like an adoptive father, and like they're your actual kids, except for one of them.
So he's an adoptive father as well,
I guess,
to a degree.
So here's my question: do you feel like less pressure with the one that's not technically yours? like okay, this is gonna sound bad, but this is how I imagine it. Like when I get dogs, I never buy a dog, right? I never go buy a puppy and then raise it.
That's full ownership.
Then, like, if your dog's fat, it's your fault.
Right, directly.
If your dog's a spaz or has bad behavior, that's your fault because you did all that.
Directly.
That's your fault. It's not the dog's fault. You caused all this problem. So, like, I just always get older dogs that already have bad habits from the pound, and I can just blame all their bad habits on the... Well, he's a rescue. He's a rescue. So, is it that way with kids where you can just be like, well, I mean, I wasn't with him for the first, this many years of his life, so it's not really on me.
I wouldn't say.
We've discovered he draws negative energy for his spirit bomb.
That's what Ray's known me, 8 years now? I feed on, I'm a negative energy vampire, for sure. But honestly, it's got to be a little bit less pressure, right? To be like, well, I wasn't there for the first few years, so.
I don't know, I think it feels worse, because, like, they're 14 and 11, and I'm like, I gotta undo all of this
some of that
stuff
was
that's
me.
happened. Yeah,
Some
I
of
know.
that was me.
I know. Some of it, and some of the stuff that I don't have to work on as hard because you were there to mitigate some of it. There's some underlying things that I can like chip that off. Like, no, I can leave that. Caleb was there. That's a quirk. We can work with a quirk. The other stuff needs to chip that harder. But I'm like, no, it's like more pressure because then it's like
Take it all over there.
you didn't turn him around. Why didn't you turn him around? Like you were that was supposed to be like your goal in life and becoming the father of the house. You turn them around, make them model citizens. And it's like, you only got like so many years to do it off. And like if you didn't put the effort in, you slacked off.
Here's the thing, like, how long you been a dad?
Like 4 months, 5 months.
4 months, yeah.
5 months tomorrow.
Yeah, like that's you don't know, like you're trial by fire, buddy.
Yeah, I understand it, but it's like
you're learning as you go.
It's mentally the idea of like, okay, I have from this point to this point
to figure
figure that out. I don't get 10 years. I'm gonna get 4 with this one.
You don't get to build the
18
foundation.
years. I get 7, and I've got 7 to undo the 14 for one, or the 4 to undo the 14 from one, and the 7 do the 11 from the other.
I will say, they're good kids.
Yeah, they have their moments.
They
I
have
just
good
wish one
kids.
of them would quit beating on me. I mean,
That's
I mean,
affection, man.
That's our dynamic. The first thing he does is he just comes and he just beats on me.
It's a phase.
Yeah,
I don't know if I think it's permanent. I think like we just because we get to the point where like
to be honest, I do that with
he
my
hits
dad.
he hits me, and then I go.
I don't hit
Because
my
he
dad
doesn't- he's
because he'll hit
learned.
me back and
Yeah.
he hits like a jackhammer.
Yeah,
But like I pick at my dad for sure. Like I'll
And,
poke
like-
at him and like
I never
and
seen
kind
you
of.
do that.
You never see me do that?
No.
I do that all the time.
He-
Every once in a while, I'll sneak a good like smooch on his cheek because he doesn't like the male affection like that.
That's brave.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean,
my dad.
the only son, but
Here's the thing.
left.
He's out of options.
like left,
He's out
yeah.
of options. I'm the one that's left. He's just got to deal with me, so he can't end me. Right?
He could end you.
He could, but he won't because I'm.
Yeah, he won't.
He has. Like. If I wasn't his son, there's no way my father would ever spend time with me. Like as a person, I don't think he'd like enjoy my company. But because I'm his son, he just forgives everything.
Yeah, kid's like
Absolutely
afraid of opening the door and getting shot. Nah,
Yeah.
I'm the one who knocks.
We have, you know what's funny? We have the same personality, exact same personality, except for my sense of humor.
yeah,
That's where we're different. I have a really weird, quirky, dark,
You're
kind of
quite-
jaded sense of
quite
humor.
jaded and dark.
And he just doesn't have that. He's a very simple fart joke guy.
Sensitive.
Yeah, he's far more. He's a heart of gold, my dad. I don't have that, but
No.
that's where we're. Other than that, we think like nearly exactly the same, on the same page. Except for I'm way smarter than he is, like way smarter.
Doubt that.
Oof, brave.
He's okay.
Oof, brave talk.
He'll never watch this. It's
Ooh,
good.
brave talk. That's a bet.
His crystal intelligence, like his ability to make decisions off of like past experiences and past knowledge, is higher than mine. But my fluid intelligence, my ability to like on the spot figure stuff out, is way higher than his at the moment. He's older, so he's lost some of his spunk. But
Step is down. Oh no. There goes part of the green.
don't even worry about it.
like magic,
Honestly,
bro.
I'm not going to cut anything in the background. That's just there.
No, it was
We
magic.
can do like
It's-
a black background.
It's too dark.
It's a
We don't
clip.
have enough light.
Serious?
Yeah. All these shadows and stuff.
What if I would have turned on that light?
If you were to turn on that light, but it were
So
already.
you're saying we're all dark like me? Yeah, sir. Yeah, sir. I do it. I triple dog dare you to do it.
Let me tell you something, man. You're white. I've seen
I
your
am.
legs.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I've seen your legs.
You're not wrong. I'm like
You're this
I'm
color
like-
on your
I'm
legs.
like 6 different shades of darkness.
You're a phony.
You guys heard of that 23andMe thing? Where you spit
Yeah,
in
my
the
sister.
cup?
My sister did it.
I kind of want to do that.
23andMe what?
It's
Do you spit in your cup and they analyze your DNA
yeah. They
and they tell you exactly like what nationalities and where you're from?
Oh, is it free?
No, it's like $100.
No, it's like something like that. They had that, and they had the Ancestry.com. It's like almost the same thing, but it traces your lineage.
I don't care about the lineage. I'm just curious the percentages, because here's why. My family is like Dutch and German.
Mm-hmm.
On my mom's side, it's I think Dutch it's German on my mom's side, Dutch on my dad's. There's a little bit of I know there's some Cherokee way back. I'm like 1/32 Cherokee, so it's like nothing. Like by the time it gets to me, it's so diluted it doesn't count. But I know there's a little bit of that. Other than that, it's like all Dutch or German on my mom's
So you
side.
just want to know how much Indian you got in you.
No. I have 0. That's the answer to that question.
I like all the hair on him.
My sister looks she's brown. She's like your color.
Brownie.
So like she probably has a lot. She got a lot more of that DNA in her. I was going somewhere with this and I forgot.
Ancestry.
Ancestry.
No, I mean the 23andMe for the genetic makeup because of Dutchness. And you want to know what other things you have besides the Dutch?
No, I forgot it.
Doesn't seem
Sometimes-
to go anywhere.
Sometimes things don't go anywhere, guys, in
Uh.
life. Like this podcast. Sometimes they just sit out there and
Simmer.
ruin people's evenings.
Yeah, we gotta figure out a faster way to get this thing set up sometimes, man.
Here's the problem.
It's a different setup, so.
The issue is you guys have families. You guys need to get rid of them, and then we won't have an issue.
Right.
I'll work
That's gonna go over real well.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I could set it up in my place and leave it set up.
You have a spot for that?
Yeah, I can make a spot for it. Like, I can set it and leave it set up. But the thing is we can't have the circus at my place.
Yeah, that would require us to fly solo for X amount of
And
time.
y'all can't do that. I know that.
And
so that's why I'm not asking it.
Yeah.
That's why I pack everything up and then I reset it up every time.
I mean, we've had that conversation, but at the end of the day, I'm like, you can say that, but
it's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I will say, I'm getting better at setting it up, and like once we know the levels and everything,
we get that extra cable.
I'm really just missing that one cable to make all this work. I still need to do a little work on this thing, get some more fabric, get that going. But we're
podcast John's behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Some backstage footage for you.
We're in the raw. Oh, I do have one I do want to tell.
All right.
I wrote some notes down. So
make it a good one. Let's end with this one.
Okay. I've had like so many run-ins with the homeless people around Dr. Ike, like so many.
Okay.
Like, so there's one guy in particular I keep running into. You've probably seen him. He's an older guy. He's kind of like bent over. He's a white dude. He's real thin. He's clearly on heroin.
Just cross town,
He's got
right?
track. Yeah, he got track marks.
Oof.
Yeah. He's obviously a heroin addict, right?
Mm.
And he gets a little aggressive if you don't give him money. Like he'll yell at you. And
okay.
Curse
I was like, whoa.
I get aggressive too if you don't give me money.
Don't hit me again.
Better have my money.
So like,
pay me what you owe me.
So like I've run into him like 5 times, and every time I've been like, "No, I'm sorry, I don't have anything for you." And finally, this last time, well, this is not the last time I ran into him, but I ran into him, and he gives me the same story he's always given me. And I decided, okay, I'm like, let's do this. I'm sick of him wasting my time. I'm wasting his time. Let's do this.
Oh, man.
So he goes into his story, and it's like, me and my wife were out of work, and I'm just trying to, get some food on the table. And like he goes into spiel, and I'm like, oh man, I'm so sorry that you have to deal with that. That sounds like such a tough situation for him. I'm so sorry for you. And he just keeps. We're going like 10 minutes. Like he's like in his mind, he's like, I got him.
I got the deal.
I got this guy. He's gonna give me his car.
I sold the car. Yeah,
he's gonna give me the car. And I'm just like, I'm so terrible. That's such a rough situation. It must be so hard on you. And then he's like, anyway, if I could just get a few dollars, it would just really help me. And I was like, oh, no, I don't have any money, man. I was just I was trying to hear your story. It's really interesting though. And he got so mad. Turned completely red, and just cussed me out. I've never been happier in my life. Like if I die, I want that memory to be my dying memory. Is that guy of me just being like, oh no, I didn't have any money, dude.
Your last Caleb Myers, you got him.
So I ran into him again.
No, come on.
I ran into him again. I'm sitting down. This time we're in a restaurant. I'm sitting down, and he takes out his change, and he like pours it on the table, and he's counting his change. Then he picks it up, and I have my headphones in, and he comes up to me, and he says, sir, and I just kind of ignore him. And it was just like, I was on my phone, and then he's like, sir, and then he gets close to her, and he just like taps it on the table right in front of me, sir. And I looked up, and I was like, how can I help you? And I just looked up and said, no, I'm sorry, I don't have anything for you, man. And he went, I wasn't going to ask for money. And I went, oh, you weren't? Go ahead then. And then he realized
you deadlocked him.
Nothing I can do will result in me getting money at this point.
You deadlocked
And he
him.
just looked at me right in the eyes, and he said, man, you are weird.
Like, I'm weird.
The old drugged out heroin guy who passes out at McDonald's and screams at everybody for not giving him money called me weird. And that's my life.
That's the play of the game.
That's my life. Absolutely.
He says I'm weird.
Now he recognized me and he just leaves me alone because he thinks I'm a sociopath.
That's a good name of the episode. He says I'm weird.
He says I'm weird. That guy thinks I'm weird. That's how weird I am.
Oh man.
That the weirdos and like estranged of society recognize me is not right.
Wow, I don't even know what to say to that one. That's just
It is what it is.
funny.
Yeah.
Terrible.
All right.
Oh, we've been going on for a while.
Yeah,
I think
we're about hour 20. Anyone have any final thoughts or anything they want to throw in there?
I think I've already said it all.
Yeah, you have.
Still looking forward to Smash when that comes out.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to destroying you.
It's gonna be dope. You can try.
I can succeed.
Okay.
I'd like to end
It
with.
helps you sleep at night.
I'd like to end with a song.
Oh boy, here we go. What's going on?
This song, I think, it's by a band called Concrete on Fire.
Concrete on Fire.
And it's entitled Mom. That's how you sound.
That's how you sound.
Just remember, guys, it's only as bad as it seems.